All right, guys. So we wanted to briefly talk about, the new California lockdowns. If you guys don't know, the Los Angeles wave is in Los Angeles. So we talk about California news quite a bit. And one of those things is California is introducing new lockdowns, or they have since last week.
Right.
Since I think it was like Friday.
I think it was a Thursday or Friday.
Thursday or Friday. So for you guys that don't know about this, the one in Los Angeles specifically, it took effect today and will last until December 20th. And it basically, what it basically was before, prohibit public and private gatherings, except for people already living together, and, religious services and protests will be exempted.
So nothing.
You basically did nothing. And then essential retailers will have to be at 35% capacity, non-essential will be at 20%, and outdoor fitness will be at 50% normal capacity.
As a better,
And gathering at beaches are banned.
better than that Newsom.
I mean, they're basically the same. Newsom and Garcetti, I get it that they want to, limit the coronavirus spread and try to get rid of this
doing
virus.
a very terrible job at it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's already it's kind of I don't know. I feel like it's kind of pointless now because it's especially how many cases we have here in California and
Right.
in Los Angeles alone. It's do you think us staying home for a month is going to do anything now? People already have it.
Right. My whole thing is that I get it's a hard job, but you had, since the last time we opened, you've had months to figure this out, and you still haven't made any real progress.
Exactly. They were oh, coronavirus got better during the last lockdown, and then they opened, and then it got worse.
Yeah.
And then now they're just okay, we need to shut down again, and it's okay,
It's
so
gonna
how,
keep getting
how's it gonna help?
You
What's
just
gonna
keep
change?
reacting. They just keep reacting to it, and they don't make any plans. They're just oh no, more people are dying. Lockdown again. It's you make a plan, talk to people, talk to actual health officials, and make a solid, concrete plan as to how you can safely open back up. Because most people really don't care, and they just want to be able to work and have their own jobs.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. What is locking down going to do again? Because we know it's the same thing that happened in Europe. Okay, they literally locked down and then they opened up again, and what happened? Coronavirus spikes. Why? Because people start seeing each other. They hang out with their friends. They go out to eat.
Yeah, when you have socially deprived people, the first thing they're gonna think to do is start hanging out with people again.
Exactly. So it's
you
just
shouldn't be they shouldn't have been surprised about this.
exactly, which means every single time that you have more people go out, there's going to be a spike in coronavirus cases. And I think people don't understand that, you do know the only way to have no spikes is for coronavirus to basically, in that time frame, you would have to completely get rid of coronavirus from a city of 10 million people in the county. Was it 12 million people in Los Angeles County, 4 million in the city? We have 40 million people in California. It's someone's going to have it regardless. So, let's say the numbers go down, a lot of people stop getting infected. When they open up again, more people will get it because there's still going to be those outliers of people that are asymptomatic or they just think it's a cold and they're I want to go see my friends, and then they get their friends sick and their friends get their friends sick and their friends get their
Right.
family sick. And it's the numbers will continue to spike unless you completely get rid of it. So it's how are you going to completely get rid of it? I mean, the vaccine's coming, but it's
the vaccine doesn't get rid of it. Some of these vaccines work is they just reduce the death rate.
Yeah.
So it's
But I mean, my whole point is I get that it's hard to kind of it's a hard situation.
it's a hard job, but they're still it up.
Yeah, but it's I really don't understand what they want to do because it's
It's all to me. It just seems like all PR work, so they don't get the blame for it. And it's no, sit down and figure this shit out.
exactly okay, Newsom can have his little parties and stuff.
Yeah,
and-
because this Gavin Newsom got caught sitting at I think it was a French Laundry diner party, and it was 10 to 12 people inside, not outside, and then
yeah, everybody's okay, so you can go out, but we can't, and it's just it's the same thing as what is the outcome of this going to bring?
right.
Because it's not going to get rid of coronavirus. So then, okay, you're trying to lessen the spread. When there's how many people in California already have it?
Too many.
California's had 1.23 million cases. Los Angeles County, 396,000.
396, so about a tenth.
I mean, but that's my point. How are you, like, what is this going to do? Because you can say, like, oh, it's going to lessen the spread and, you know, COVID cases are going to go down. Okay, we saw that with the last lockdown. But then what happened directly after it? Cases went up and now we're here.
Yeah, and we knew that there was gonna. They've been saying for months. I mean, since March, they've been saying, "Oh, there's probably gonna be a second spike." So what are you gonna do to?
And they've been saying that since the beginning. They said, "Oh,
right,
we're gonna see continued spikes after we open up over and over and over."
Don't tell. Okay, that's great. Like I'm great. I'm glad I know this. What is gonna be your response to this? How are you gonna plan it out? Let me know. Let people know how we should act. And you can't force us to act it, but let people know in a very polite, just let people know, like here's the science behind this. This is how we should act. This is how we should go forward.
Yeah, I don't think
close everything down and make people lose jobs and die. I don't think we should lock down. I think what
we're doing now, especially in California, like we live here, obviously it might be different in other states, but you know, you go into a business, you can't sit down and eat in there. You have to eat outside, and even the inside businesses, you know, they have the plastic screens.
Right.
So it's like you can't even directly talk at someone.
Well, some of these outdoor businesses have like, you have to. The restaurants, you have to eat outside, but like
they'll make an indoor outside.
They'll make tents and shit. So it's just with heaters and ACs. It's like, so you just added more property to the. You just made another inside facility.
Exactly.
There's no difference.
Yeah, like some of them they do it right, where you know it's just like kind of
open.
It's open, but like some of them it'll like
it's
literally
like a balcony
be
with like maybe an umbrella, but no.
Exactly.
Some of these are full on like wooden. In some other cities they have like wooden areas that they built and it's entirely enclosed. And here in California they have like tents that are completely cut off.
Yeah, complete. There's no like airflow either, and I've seen that too. But I mean, in California too, like we've already like there's mask rules and mandatory mask rules for businesses, and they have the plastic screens in front of all. You know, when you go to In-N-Out, McDonald's, pretty much everywhere. You want Korean barbecue, like wherever you go, they have it. So I'm just like, what will this next lockdown do besides hurt the economy even more? Because at this
hurt
point,
people who have jobs more.
Exactly. Like if you
like how many people are going to end up starving because they don't have a job?
Exactly. And
probably more people than who have coronavirus, which is unfortunate because it's bad for either.
Mm-hmm. And that's the whole thing is like, it sucks that people are getting coronavirus, but like,
you have whole families who are going to starve.
Yeah, what's more important, them getting their paycheck to actually support their family, or you know, you trying to get rid of all cases, which realistically won't happen. It's like, what's more important? Oh, well, we need to lock down, you know, lower cases. Okay, well, if you look around now, since the beginning of the year, I've seen tons of businesses gone.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Gone. Restaurants.
All around here, all around my house.
Movie theaters closing.
I've seen homelessness go up. I've seen a lot of homeless people, just in general.
Exactly.
Way more than what I'm used to seeing.
The overarching argument that we're talking about, guys, is what is this lockdown going to do that do differently than it has before? Because
my whole point is Gavin Newsom's up.
But I mean, but that's just it. I don't think anyone really has a solution, so it's kind of like a tough topic because, again, like I think that locking down is kind of pointless at this point because we know it's going to spike after. So you're basically making people lose revenue in business and causing people to get furloughed and laid off more for something that won't go away. Like people from in the United States can still travel to California. So if someone in Nevada has it and comes into California after the lockdown, more cases. If people, and especially since Los Angeles is such
like why did we lock down in the first place if that happens? Which it probably is.
Exactly. So
I know people who came back from Thanksgiving and they don't live in California.
Exactly. So it's just like, especially with holidays, Christmas, everybody's going to go home to see their families. People are going to come to California to see their families. It's like, do you think people from other states, like someone coming from Florida who really doesn't care about the lockdowns, or they don't even have really stringent COVID rules?
Right.
Like, it's just going to, like, the whole point I'm trying to make is COVID's not going to go away. So why do we keep locking down when we've seen that you can't get rid of it, you know? But yeah, go ahead, comment down below. We're just going to end it real here. Just want to talk about it briefly. But what do you guys think? Like, how do you think comment down below, do you think the lockdown will be effective or not?
Comment down below if you think Gavin Newsom's been a good governor too.
Yeah.
Type yes or fuck Gavin Newsom. You know, there's been a lot of, actually, I don't know, I haven't seen a lot of speculation or even theory crafting on this, but there is and people don't really read too many articles anymore. But I was reading a Vanity Fair article, and well, basically, Dave Filoni said he compares and takes inspiration for Gandalf for Ahsoka. And, you know, there's Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White, and Gandalf the Grey came before Gandalf the White, and in Mandalorian, she's wearing a gray cloak, and her very last scene in Rebels, she's wearing a white cloak. So, and then there was this question that they had asked him is, fans have watched Ahsoka grow up on the Clone Wars. They've seen her go off on her own, seen her go off on her own, seen her fighting as a lone wolf in Rebels. What did you want to reveal about her at this point much later in her life? And Filoni says, she is, for lack of a term, a master because she's largely an independent at this point. I play her much more as a knowledgeable knight, a wandering samurai character, is what she really is at this point. I've always made comparisons to her heading toward the Gandalf stage, where she is one that has the knowledge of the world and can help others through it. I think she's reached that point. And then where's the other one? There was another quote where he says, he's talking about the very end of Rebels, where he says that, look, just because that to the basis is something to the effect of, just because that happens after the episode 6, the Return of the Jedi, doesn't necessarily mean that that's right after. He says it's possible that that's much later afterwards. So my whole speculation theory thing is that with that Gandalf comment and her specifically wearing white, and this other comment is that very end of Rebel scene with her and Sabine getting ready to leave, where she gets escorted by X-wings and she lands, finds Sabine, and they go off somewhere, could very well be after this episode of Mandalorian, or even this season.
Yeah, the Ahsoka episode that we just saw.
Right.
So season 2, episode 5.
Right.
So,
and there's already like a Rebel sequel in development currently.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, I want to see a live action Rebels, but I don't, like I said, like we talked in the podcast before, I think that we're going to see more of Ahsoka in Rebels, and we're not really going to see her anymore in The Mandalorian. Because it doesn't make sense.
It would only make sense if she came back to help out, but like she's already said, but like
she said her piece and she's done.
Yeah.
So like I think what he's saying makes sense, that like while he did want to train Grogu,
Grogu. Grogu.
Okay. That she did want to train. Fuck, I can't speak. He trained Grogu. She just couldn't. And now that Mandalorian, like it's its own series, they're not going to focus on Ahsoka.
Right.
And
exactly.
we've seen Ahsoka more outside of the Clone Wars and Rebels than anything else. So I think we're going to see Ahsoka more in Rebels.
Like the Rebel sequel series or her own
series? Yeah, either her own series or the Rebel sequel series, and we're going to see a lot more of Ahsoka there, and that's going to pick up.
Right.
Looking for Ezra in that.
Because you don't just cast Rosario Dawson for nothing.
Exactly. But then again, is Rebels going to be live action?
We don't know. I heard it was animated, but that was months ago.
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, they casted her, which means they have a lot to do with her. But we don't know what yet and what storyline they're going to choose. So, I mean, I get what Sonny's saying about his plot point.
I mean, at some point, they're going to have to explain her hunt for Thrawn and search for Ezra, which I imagine
but
since
we already
they
know
left
why
together.
she's looking for.
Yeah, since they left together, that might as well be the same story.
Exactly. So, at the end of the day, I mean, we'll see. But like I said, it's either going to be in her own series or the Rebel series that it continues, and we're not really going to see Ahsoka anymore in The Mandalorian, and unless she's coming to save and help out, which I don't see happening.
I mean, to be honest, it still could be Luke, because at this point in time, he's still just and Mark Hamill already gave Sebastian Stan the okay to portray a younger version of him, and 2, at this point in Star Wars, Luke is just exploring. I don't think he's established his own Jedi thing yet.
Okay. We'll see, man. There's a lot that needs to be filled in. I honestly need to see I need to see the next Mandalorian episode to kind of go off of like where I think they're going. Because it's really unknown. It's really unknown right now.
That's true. So. Bob's Burger writers are being tapped to write the Deadpool 3 movie.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Ryan Reynolds posted a tweet with the Bob's Burger with the Deadpool.
Yeah, so it's still gonna be rated R though.
Yeah, no.
Elizabeth Olsen, and you don't care about that. Elizabeth Olsen's in shooting right now for Doctor Strange too. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. So she literally just went from finishing WandaVision to a few weeks off.
Yeah, you should have just said the one who plays her. I was like, who's Elizabeth Olsen? I don't know these women and men's names constantly.
There was just a production for Marvel, for She-Hulk and Moon Knight. Oh, here was a big one. Alfred Molina, the guy who played Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2 from like 2002 or 2004, was reportedly seen on set for the new Spider-Man 3 movie.
That'd be cool.
I'm down for that.
There's a whole lot of...
Because Jamie Foxx is already coming back, so it's
not in the next Spider-Man, but
yeah,
he's in the next Spider-Man?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, man. There's a whole...
You might as... I mean, like, if you can bring back Jamie Foxx and explain, like, either this is, like, the same version from a different universe or just a different version of Electro, then just do the same thing for a lot of these already established, well-liked characters.
Yeah.
Like Doc Ock.
I think that it'd be interesting to see, like we said in the last Spider-Man thing, to see all three of them and then just all the other, villains.
There's a lot. There's a lot of villains already in the Spider-Man. You have Scorpio, who doesn't have a suit yet. Vulture, Mysterio, who may or may not be dead. It's kind of ambiguous. Yeah, but that's what Mysterio's power is.
That he doesn't. I mean, but his whole crew got.
In the comics, that's what he does.
I know, but his whole crew got.
No, they didn't. They never got arrested.
Well, we'll see.
Craven's rumored. He's kind of confirmed. Jamie Foxx is rumored, basically confirmed, and then what's his name? Doc Ock.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like you could be getting Sinister Six in the Spider-Man movie. There's a lot of, and 2 other Spider-Man apparently.
Mm. Yeah,
so
it's pretty interesting. I want to see it. I just want to know more about like who's actually going to be in it, because they could be filming other things. Not
on Marvel Studios. Because Marvel Studios is helping pay for this, so they wouldn't do that.
True.
What else is there that I got? And if you want more, I have this. There's an Instagram account I help run that has this type of stuff. T'Challa's Vault of Secrets. Doctor Strange started filming. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 starts filming late next year. Oh, yesterday, the rights for Marvel can just now officially use Daredevil again. And I talked about this before.
Ain't nobody care about Daredevil. We all care about Punisher. Get out of here with that garbage.
It's both of them. Punisher comes back January 18th or 19th. Daredevil's better, but whatever. Chadwick Boseman's birthday was yesterday, so Marvel Studios had made a tribute to him in the opening Marvel scene, and I'm hoping they use that more often. Florence Pugh will reprise her role as Yelena Belova in the Hawkeye Disney Plus series, and she will be wearing a Ronin-type costume. So she's...
Ronin making a comeback?
She's going to be the new Black Widow, seemingly, so she won't die in the Black Widow movie. And because a lot of people were saying that, and I was like, nah. And the Hawkeye series is about Hawkeye training a new Hawkeye because he was Ronin and he did a bunch of illegal, like murdering the Yakuza. So he might call her to help her out with like, hey, I need you to distract someone and wear this suit. But this also helps set up the Young Avengers. And then there's something, the Nick Fury series is moving super fast in development. It's supposed to start filming mid-2021. And that's partly because the writer, Kyle Bradstreet, is also an executive producer. And that's supposed to be it's expected to be tied into Captain Marvel 2 and will involve Sword, Sentient World, Observation, and Response Division, and bring in the Secret Warriors, which is just Nick Fury's strike team, essentially. And something I have yet to post, but I'm making the thing right. I was making it earlier this morning. That aside from Nick Fury, there are 2 to 3 other series in development currently at Marvel Studios. One of them is Ironheart for sure. The other 2 are rumored to be Ghost Rider, Nova, or possibly Young Avengers.
I mean, we talked about Ghost Rider before in the last podcast. So, I
Right.
mean, you guys, the link will be in the description so you guys can go look at our talk about Ghost Rider.
As long as he's R-rated, I don't have a problem.
Yeah, Young Avengers, I don't know much about them, so I could care less at this point.
Just Kid Avengers.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I gotta like get some action, some trailers to. Like I said, I don't know much about them, so I can't really give too much about them. And then what was the third one?
Nova.
Don't know who that is, bro.
He was, the Russo brothers said in an interview, if you look real closely, you can see that he's in Endgame. Nova's planet was attacked by Thanos, and that's how he got the Power Stone.
Oh, okay.
So if it's a movie and they explain how Thanos, and we see Thanos get the Power Stone, and you see Nova's origins, I'm all down for that. Oh, that was the other thing. Another thing. Thanos' origin, the Marvel kind of halfway confirmed that Thanos is tied to the Eternals and seemingly a part of their race. And the Eternals is a movie coming out next November, so a year from now.
That'll be interesting to see. So we
probably
get more
get-
more background on him rather than just his whole planet died.
Right, because, his brother is literally one of the members of Eternals. He just doesn't look all fucked up. Ball sack chin.
Yeah.
And then the other series was, what do you think about Ironheart?
Don't know who that is.
She's it was during the whole, people are saying this was during the whole SJW thing. So Marvel made a black female Iron Man, essentially, where Tony's AI guided her.
I'm good. I'll pass.
I mean, if they switch that, because no one really liked that. If they switch it to where she's like related to Rhodey, or Rhodey's her mentor, then that gets rid of a lot of that.
I could see it being like a
Backlash
multiverse
immediately.
thing.
That would also be a very easy explanation away.
That could make sense.
Yeah, that would be the easiest way to actually explain
Yeah,
it.
I could care less. There's so many freaking people. Like,
By 2023, you're gonna be getting how it took Marvel 11 years to put out 23 projects. By 2023, it'll take them or maybe 2024, it'll take them 3 to 4 years to put out the exact number of projects.
yeah, bro, that's crazy.
I can give you a list actually right
We're
now.
about to get a whole lot of content.
Oh yeah, streaming for days.
Yeah, we talked about this on the other one too.
I mean, I don't think I've listed them off. I can do it real quick. So, for 2021, this is kind of solidified, is WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Black Widow, the animated What If series, Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings, Eternals, Spider-Man 3. That's all 2021. That's 8 projects.
It's a lot. That's just 2021.
Right. This is all projected to be 2022. Is Thor: Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, Black Panther 2, Captain Marvel 2, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight. So we're at 16. That doesn't include the Nick Fury series, Deadpool. What else was there? The Ironheart. It's 18. There's something else in there that I'm missing that I can't think of off the top of my head. Oh, Blade is supposed to be in development. Ant-Man 3. And then there's also the other 2 to 3 projects. So that's 20. You're looking at 2022, 2023, 2022. There's another 23 projects or so.
It's insane.
Marvel is just pumping stuff out. They
It's
don't give a
Disney,
shit.
man. They're trying to make their money.
Yeah, I mean, if they released a new movie on Disney Plus, that's a lot of money that they could get back. Because if they have that, if Disney Plus has 70 million subscribers, and they use that same $30 pricing fee of premium access, so where you can get this movie, 30 times what? Let's just say half of their subscriber base
I wouldn't
times
even say
30.
that. I'd just say like a third.
Even a third. That's still close to $1 billion.
Yeah.
And Marvel putting in new content is still going to raise their subscriber base regardless.
I think we're gonna see the starting of the death of the movie theater industry.
Oh, it's like dead kind of
It's
already.
kind of dying now because COVID
Yeah.
kind of put a freaking knife in its back. But
Yeah, they're really desperate for money. Like it's gotten to the point in some areas you can rent a theater out for like 100, 200.
yeah, and I think like now they're kind of seeing like, hey, we don't need the theaters anymore.
No, not with streaming.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like Disney and Netflix.
And even though like
or-
Kevin Feige and some of the top heads are still like, no, we still want to keep that theater experience because like
I mean, I like the theater experience. So
Yeah,
but me
like-
personally,
Infinity War and Endgame would not have been the same without the theater experience.
yeah, and I want to keep the theater experience. But I'm saying for a lot of these younger people, they're just like, I can stay home. I could care less. Especially with this whole COVID thing where people are staying home and watching movies more. They're
Right.
gonna be like,
So
okay,
yeah.
whatever. You know?
So they might just start saving their super big team up movies for
theaters. But even
theaters.
then,
But to be honest,
we'll
like
see what happens.
Doctor Strange, and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, all have a loaded roster of characters. So it's like, well, that might be considered a big event because there's like at least 6 characters for each of those movies.
Yeah.
6 like good guys for each of those movies. So
We'll see, man. But I don't know. We'll see how the movie theater industry.
start a civil war in the comments. Tell me who's better, Daredevil or Punisher, Marvel or DC. Do you think Ironheart is SJW or not? And do you think Marvel is dying or not? Thanks. See y'all later.